You have ambition. You have big dreams. You want to succeed, and finally, you want to live the life you've always imagined. But there's a problem. You're lazy. You know exactly what you should do, but you don't. Day by day, you procrastinate, missed an opportunity, and blamed yourself for not acting, because deep inside, you know you can do more than that. But instead of changing, you keep going. The feeling of guilt grows over time, day after day, week after week after week. Then gradually, you accept it as part of who you are. And when the new year comes, one more time, you've set the same goals you've set last year. You start to have determination and motivation, and maybe a little illusory. But before I knew it, procrastination showed up. Like a relative, trouble always comes without warning. You procrastinate, and then you procrastinate a little bit more. Then one day, you look back and realize, I was trapped in an endless loop. Lazy procrastination. 7 hopes, and reset the goal. Without knowing how to get out. You want to break this loop? You want to overcome procrastination and laziness, and finally, make his ambition come true. And you start looking for solutions. You see video after video on the internet, and most of the advice you get is the same. It's sort of like deleting social media. Eliminate distractions, plan the details of self-discipline. And maybe these ways will help. In a short period of time, but then you go back to the inertial starting point. That's the real reason you procrastinate. In physics, inertia is the tendency of an object. Keep it state. If an object is standing still, it tends to stay still. If an object is moving, it tends to keep moving. Unless there's a force acting on it, and this is also true for you. When you're procrastinating, you tend to keep procrastinating. You don't do anything because it seems too difficult to start. And instead of facing the task at hand, you find things that are easier. Surfing phone, watching Netflix, gaming. Anything that helps you avoid responsibility. But here's the biggest problem. You take the first step and it's too hard in my head that you dare not start. You think about writing a 5,000-word essay, and immediately it looks like a giant mountain. You want to start a gym, but the thought of exercising every day for months make you falter. You want to start, but when you think about all the things that need to be done, you feel overwhelmed and you never start. And so, you keep procrastinating. But if inertia is the problem, it also means that it can be a solution, as long as you know how to use it. If inertia is the problem, so the solution is to break inertia. The good news is that you don't need a big push to do that. You just need a little push, enough to help you overcome the initial hurdle. And there's 2 very effective ways to do this. Reduce the difficulty of the first step. Most people procrastinate because they make it difficult for themselves from the beginning. When you say you need to write a 5,000-word essay, then your brain hears this too loud. It's too hard to go later. So, instead of setting out on a giant mission, let's make it so small that it's impossible. For example, don't tell yourself you have to write 5,000 words. Say you only need to write 50 words. Don't tell yourself you have to study for 3 hours. Just open the book of Ra and read a page. Don't tell yourself you have to practice for an hour. Say you only need to push once. When the task becomes small and easy, you will no longer be afraid to start. And the magic is that once you've started, you have the tendency to continue. 2-minute rule. Another extremely effective technique is the 2-minute rule. The principle is simple. If you don't want to do anything, tell yourself you just need to do it for 2 minutes. You don't want to clean your room. Let's play a song. Clean up and stop when the song is over. You don't want to write. Set a 2-minute timer to write whatever you think of. Stop if you want. You don't want to exercise. You just need to change into your workout gear and push-ups for 2 minutes. Most people won't stop after 2 minutes because of SA. Because by inertia, moving objects tend to keep moving. At first, you have to push the ball up the slope. But when we get past the point of inertia, it'll roll itself down easily. And that's why you need to keep the first step small and easy. Once you have started, you will naturally want to continue, without relying on willpower or discipline. By applying these 2 methods, you can break the inertia, overcome procrastination, and finally, make his ambition come true. The secret to overcoming procrastination, it doesn't just apply to work or study. You can use it in any area of life. Whatever you're struggling to get started on. You want to go to the gym, but keep procrastinating. Don't even think about training for an hour. Just put on your workout gear and do a movement. You want to start a business project, but feel overwhelmed. Don't try to plan perfectly. Just sit down and write down a simple idea. You want to improve your relationship with family or friends? Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Just send a text message in 2 minutes. Everything big starts with a small step. Martin Luther King once said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." Remember that, you have to do it all in one day. You just have to start. And if you can do that, the rest will happen automatically. If you're an ambitious but lazy person, here's what you need to remember. Procrastinate not because you're lazy, but because of inertia. Stationary objects tend to remain stationary, unless there's a force acting on it. The hardest step is always the first, so let's make it as easy as possible. Just get started. Write 50 words instead of 5,000. Push-ups once instead of an hour. Do 2 minutes instead of worrying all day. Once you've gone through inertia, it's going to be a lot easier. And when you do this every day, even a little bit, you will no longer be a procrastinator. You will become an actor. You will achieve your goals that you've delayed before. You will make your ambition come true. So don't wait, start now.